Do you have someone on your radar from Russian fighters?
Russia?
Yeah. Maybe you work with someone.
Artur Beterbiev.
Okay.
Maybe Dmitry Bivol soon. Great fighter. Denis Lebedev is fighting on our show in Monaco. Nikita Ababi is of Russian descent. Who else? Some good fighters. Ergashev. So,
yeah, Bivol and Beterbiev would be.
that's the fight I want to make. I want to make Beterbiev against Bivol. That's the fight. That's the fight to make. It's a brilliant fight, and you know, Beterbiev would take that fight next. But we talk about marinating fights. I'm not a big marinator, only on my chicken. But I think that is a fight that probably just give them both one or two more, because Beterbiev, I don't feel, has the profile that he should have. You know, and you see him backstage, he's speaking English. You know, and I'm thinking, we've done 2 press conferences, you didn't say a word in English. Oh yes, I can speak English. I said, now you tell us. So you need to get people to understand about Artur Beterbiev. He's a very complex character and mind, but he's fascinating because he's a beast. He's a beast. You know, you imagine that you could cut him and he wouldn't bleed. You know, like when you go out with him, when he breathes, ice comes out of his mouth. That kind of stuff. You know. So you have to sell that to the public. But he is dangerous, and him against Bivol is just an unbelievable fight. But not enough people know about both those guys to make it the fight that it should be.
You put them on a card together.
Good idea. You read my mind.
Eddie, were you shocked to see Beterbiev down and early in the fight?
Well, yeah. I mean, I said going into the fight, Callum Johnson can really punch, but Callum Johnson's been plagued by inactivity, and so has Beterbiev actually. But that left hook would have cleaned out most light heavyweights in the world. And you know, I think that Callum Johnson may just have a little bit of regret that he didn't try and jump on him after that. But it's easy for us fat guys to say. When you got someone like Beterbiev with the power, he'd already felt his power. You know, and you know with a fighter like Beterbiev that if someone's coming to try and finish you, you're going to be trading and swinging. So he tried to take the cautious approach and pick his spot, but he probably let him off the hook. But he recovered quickly, and you know, the right hand that finished it was a huge shot. He's, you know, like I said, I'm not sure. I said to the Chicago Commission that I think we need to see whether he just run some tests to see if he's actually human. Because you look at him in the ring, he looks like a cruiserweight, you know, and he's a freak individual in terms of strength.
Which one of the newcomers stood out to you tonight?
Well, look, you know, obviously Nikosi Solomon lost, which was a disaster, and he wasn't good enough. And I've spoke to him, and you know, he's got to decide what he wants to do in the sport, because he's got to improve so much. But they're so young. You know, these guys, Reshat and Nikita, are 19. You know, in the UK, we're taking kids off the amateur circuit at 23, 24. So they've got to be taken at a very slow pace. Unfortunately, when you're in the heavyweight division, you're always going to be fighting people that can punch. Doesn't matter what level they're at. So for me, the standout tonight was Nikita Ababi. He's got great pedigree. He's been fighting for a long time. Reshat Mati was a great performance as well. Anthony Sims Jr. is going to be a guy who's going to challenge for a world title, unquestionably. And he's got as one of the best speeches I've ever heard after a fight. You know, he's a real character, and yeah, he's a quality fighter.
Who does White Chocolate remind you of?
A cross between the guy out of Karate Kid, you know, who used to wear the bandana, like the sensei, and Logan Paul. Yeah?
Logan Paul?
Yeah. Logan Paul.
Why?
Well, because they've got the same haircut, haven't they? And also the guy out of Point Break. You know, the surf, like Patrick Swayze. Yeah, no, Patrick Swayze at the time, yeah, when he was younger. So yeah, cross between those 3. But he's a character. This is what you need. You need characters. You know, but we have to try and expose these guys to the US public to make them learn about them, not just as fighters, but as individuals. Because everyone's got a story. Everyone's got a personality. Everyone's, you know, got flaws. Everyone's got great points. Same as Beterbiev, same as Nikita, same as Nikosi Solomon, same as Anthony Joshua, same as Deontay Wilder, same as Tyson Fury. But you've got to tell the story, so that's how you get passion and support in the arena, because people show up for someone that they like and have opinion on. If they don't like that guy, they're going to show up to boo them. That's fine. But if they do like that guy, they do like the person they see, they're going to turn up and scream for him, you know. And Jarrell Miller's got a little bit of both. You know, when he's in New York, he's our guy, he's from Brooklyn, and when he's out in New York like tonight, he's going to get booed because people think he's a loud man. But it's ultimately important that someone has an opinion of them. Doesn't have to be good, can sometimes be bad, but you know, you've got to be able to say the name of a fighter, and a fan's got to say, you know, prick, or love him, or I can't stand that guy, or he's so funny, or he's crazy, or he's a beast. But not like, my worry is that, you know, if you got the crowd tonight and individually said to them as they walked in, tell me about the fights on the card tonight, I reckon half of them might not even know. You know, they just know there's a boxing event in Chicago and we'll go along. If you go to a British show, every fan that goes would probably be able to tell you every single fight on the card from 1 down to 10. And that's because you build it, you tell the story throughout the promotion, you build the profile of the fighters, and hopefully in time, when we go all around America, you will get people who will be going, oh, is white chocolate on the card, you know, in LA. But also your fans don't travel, right? So you see tonight, there was probably 200 or 300 Brits have flown over to watch this fight on an 8-9 hour flight, right? So how many came from New York to watch Reshat Mati? 30. That's a great effort, by the way. That's quite unusual to have that many, you know. But it's a different kind of culture, and it's not easy. It's expensive, but that's why we have to make sure that people in Chicago know about Reshat Mati, know about Nikita Ababi, so they sit down and, oh, this is that guy who looks like a cross between Logan Paul and Patrick Swayze and the guy out of Karate Kid, you know.
Do you feel like you got your work cut out for you?
No, but I know how to do it. But we've got a new platform, and you know, we've got DAZN are going to be spending a lot of money on the marketing of these fighters to make sure it's not just about fight night, it's about all the stuff you do around it, you know. But when you've got characters, everyone's got a character and personality. Sometimes you might find a guy and you might go like Beterbiev, like people will say, oh, you can't sell him because he's so boring, or you know, he doesn't say anything. So sell the fact that the guy is a beast, and he's a freak, and he's a freak of nature, and he's so scary I don't even want to talk to him anyway, you know. So that when he gets in the ring, like Golovkin in the early days, same thing. Golovkin sold because everyone was petrified of him because he was this beast from Kazakh. Now they've spun it, and he's the nice guy, you know.